Liverpool have lost at Old Trafford. Now, usually, the power in that statement isn't too big. Going to Old Trafford and losing under normal circumstances isn't that significant. But for Liverpool, losing to this Manchester United side, considering the form that they were in, I think it's symbolic. And I think we need to explore exactly what is going on at Liverpool Football Club. Joining me to help me get through this is Liverpool fan and fellow YouTuber Adi Oladipo. The link to his description is in the description below to make sure that you subscribe to his channel. Adi, Liverpool, I don't really know where to start, mate.
A lot's going to be made of the result. I don't necessarily think it's the result, it's the performance. Right, the performance was shoddy all over the pitch. No one came out of that with any respect, really. Normally, you kind of look at players and say, okay, he put his shift in. He's a 7 or 8. I think everyone was poor collectively. And what normally happens with Liverpool when you have those games, and look, I've been watching Liverpool for so many years, he's normally that special player that brings you out the fire. So for years it was Steven Gerrard, Suarez. Recently it's been Salah or Mane. No special player turned up. So there was no bit of magic from anyone. So Liverpool struggled. But, I look at the Liverpool squad right now and I've just got the bench in front of me. And who are going to, when it's going bad, who's going to be that guy who comes off the bench? Fabinho, he's defensive midfielder. Shimikas, Carvalho, Clark. Who are these players? Beshetek, Phillips, Vanderberg, Davis.
It's weird, isn't it?
Man United's bench, Ronaldo, Maguire, Fred. Do you know that is different to someone off the bench? So I don't know. I don't. What I'm trying to say is I don't know if so much should be made of it until Liverpool get their full squad together.
But even if you take away the context, even if you take away the substitutions and the players that were out injured, the players on the pitch didn't play well enough. The good players on the pitch didn't perform very well. No. I thought that the back line, which has been a rock for Liverpool, from the keeper forward, it's been virtually perfection at the back, hasn't it? Virgil van Dijk has looked like one of the best defenders to have ever graced the Premier League. The keeper has been the best player in the world, and the fullbacks have been revolutionary. Yeah. That wasn't the case last night. I mean, it looked so disjointed. The gaps this is what I thought was really significant. The gaps between your centre halves, that should never be big. Gomez and Van Dijk should virtually be able to touch one another. Yeah. And I remember Tony Adams talking in his book about defending as a 4. You effectively are table football. You all move that way, and you constantly in shape, and one of you goes and the other one covers. So if one of you pushes, the other one covers behind. If the other one pushes, the other one covers behind. And that way, you're always solid and you're always got shape. This was so disjointed. Alexander-Arnold was all over the place. Gomez, for the goal, I felt like Virgil van Dijk got a lot of stick for the goal. And don't get me wrong, he didn't cover himself in glory, and James Milner went ballistic at him, and maybe that was correct. But where was Joe Gomez? That was the problem.
You know where Joe Gomez was? Covering Trent's backside.
Then the question becomes, where was Trent?
Yeah, that's why you talk about that gap between the centre-backs, and you're right, there shouldn't be. There should be pretty close. I've noticed over the years, and this isn't, we're going to have a proper Trent discussion, but I've noticed over the years, someone's got to cover Trent so much that it leaves that gap.
But that's
and
what
then
happened.
Van Dijk almost looks like he's playing centre-back by himself sometimes, because it could be Matip or Konate or Gomez on yesterday's occasion that covers it, or goes out there to cover for Trent, because Trent's either got lost in his own world or bombed forward and can't get back because he's not as fast as you think to get back. And that's now a problem. And that's now a problem that needs to be addressed.
That was part of the problem yesterday in the midfield. Because it was Jordan Henderson who played centrally, in the Fabinho position. Yeah. Usually Henderson would be over on that right-hand side. Yep. So when Trent Alexander-Arnold goes, Jordan Henderson fills in. That allows Alexander-Arnold to be his effervescent best, moving forward, being creative and not worrying so much about his defensive responsibilities, because his captain will fill in for him and allow him to flourish. Because it was Harvey Elliott. In fact, when you think about that side for Liverpool against Manchester United, that whole side was Gomez, Alexander-Arnold, Harvey Elliott, Mohamed Salah. There's no defensive colossal there, is there? There's no defensive colossus. Mohamed Salah's not going to do the tackling back that Sadio Mane would do on the other side, and nor should he. I'm not using that as a stick to beat him with at all, but he's not going to do it. Harvey Elliott isn't a defensive-minded midfielder, and you'd be asking a lot of him to play that role to the level of Jordan Henderson. Yeah.
Harvey Elliott, so to cut across, is not only is he not a defensive-minded midfielder, Harvey Elliott's not even really a midfielder. Harvey Elliott plays, if you think of when he was on loan at Blackburn, he was playing where Salah is now. So that's his favourite position, not in the midfield role.
Yeah.
He can do the job, right, and rightly so. As you come into a new squad, you might have to kind of fill in a few holes sometimes, but that's not even his position. Yeah. So that shows how defensively minded he is not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what it is with Trent, and this isn't just a video about Trent, because I can diss everyone in that starting 11. The thing is about Trent, though, is that he gets so much plaudits, and rightly so. I mean, you've backed him a lot, all right, in this Reece James debate, and you're Chelsea.
I've changed, by the way.
There's times that
I've changed.
And I'm saying as Liverpool fans, he needs to get a lot of criticism as well. It goes both ways, hand in hand. If you're the best, you're going to get both. Yeah. It's 3 games now. 3 games at the start of the season, and there might be a hangover from last season. Not even that as an excuse. There's 3 games where he's been caught out 3 times.
Yeah,
he's been caught out 3 times, and it's just enough's enough. There needs to be I'm not trying to tell you pull him out the side. I don't know what Klopp does. I don't know if when Konate or Matip come in, you then play Gomez right back, because Gomez has done that before. Or you look at Milner there, but sometimes I almost feel like he's become undroppable because there isn't anything like Trent at the club. Yeah. We need to find something like Trent at the club.
But he's so responsible for everything good that Liverpool do as well. Don't get me wrong, he's got his fair share. You can apportion a certain amount of blame for him for what goes wrong. And part of the reason that it goes wrong is because everybody attacks him. I couldn't believe, I saw a sort of graph of where David De Gea was aiming the ball. Every single
Do you know
attack.
How bad that is?
Do you know everything was just
going there. Do you know how bad that must be? They never go Robertson, by the way.
No.
No one ever goes down the left.
No, because not only have you got Robertson, who's a very...
You got Van Dijk.
You got Van Dijk.
So it's like that side, no. So it's obvious. So fix that side then, Klopp. Every graph, every manager would say, attack that. As much as people say Liverpool's midfield, it's a robust midfield. So you're not going to attack the midfield because it's robust. It's got winners in there. They always go down the Trent side. Always. So he's got to look at that. And again, look, Trent's amazing going forward, and we know the assist numbers. But I'll be honest with you, I want my defender to defend first.
Well, it's your priority.
I want my defender to defend first, and then the extras come after.
Yeah.
So everyone for the last 5 seasons have been talking about Robertson and Trent's assist. And I get that, but give me them stats about defending, tackles. Yeah. Give me those stats as well.
Clean sheet stats.
Stats. Give me that. Last ditch. Give me those stats. Yeah. Assist stats don't really matter as much to me. Give me the other stuff, because they're clearly getting at you, and not only getting at you, they're winning.
Yeah.
You mentioned it today on TalkSport, and I completely forgot. Champions League final, Vinicius Jr. just ghosting behind Trent. Can you not? He's been defending. Trent has been playing for Liverpool for 5 years solid. Trent has 60 games a season. How can you still not defend? Because you're a right back.
Because there is a level of defending that you can't do through coaching. There is a level of defending that you have to be it's innate within you. Being a defender, part of being a great defender, it's in you. It's a natural ability that can't be coached. In the way that, you know what he's very good at? You can't coach that either. But he isn't a natural defender, and you're trying to mould him into a defender, which is why there are problems. But do you know what would be interesting here? Listen to the way that this conversation has gone, Addy. We've been going for, 7 or 8 minutes now. And it's all been fairly negative, and we've been fairly harsh on Liverpool, and the suggestion from our harsh appraisal is that this is a long, hard season ahead. Can we just look at it from the other way? Is there something in this? Can you dismiss the first game of the season? It didn't go well against Fulham, but it was a newly promoted team, and you didn't play well, and ultimately you snatched a point from the jaws of defeat. Then Palace, you should have won the game. You went down to 10 men. You still should have won the game, even with 10 men. And then you just didn't turn up at Old Trafford. Is there a world where you go, right, season starts now?
Of course. And Klopp would be like that as well. And I started the conversation by looking at the bench and saying, look up there. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to say, but we're going to have Fabinho on the bench, and Firmino, and maybe Diaz coming off the bench, and Thiago Alcantara will be back as well, and Keita will be on the bench. It then changes the conversation.
But is it too... Okay, this is the question I'm really asking then. Is it too late? Because just hear me out on this. Last season, Liverpool, in total, there were only 10 games where Liverpool didn't take maximum points. Only 10. This season, we're still in August, and there's 3.
Yeah.
And you didn't win the league last year, by the way. And Man City is stronger than they were last year. And in my opinion, Liverpool are weaker.
Man City is stronger?
Man City is stronger than they were last year, I think. Okay. I think they are. I think most people would agree that they are. And they're champions, and
Yeah. And Pep and the rest of it.
But you only dropped points in 10 games last year, and that was too many. There's 3 already. Is it ridiculous, and I don't like this. I don't like this conversation, and I don't really like the direction that football is travelling in. But is it too late?
It might be, and that sounds stupid. It sounds stupid, right? It might
You're
be. Just
5 points behind.
You know what?
After three
it
games.
might be too late. Is if Man City do what they've done for the last 5 out of 6 seasons where they hit 90 points, 90 plus, 100, and then it's too late. And then it's too late because Liverpool got to be perfect. And you look at the Liverpool squad now, and even if we get somewhat close to perfect, there's still holes there. I just mentioned all these players coming back. I still think they need a midfielder. So even if we have our best squad of 18, there's still, for me, lacking something. Then we've got to hope Darwin Núñez can get 20 plus goals. Then you've got to hope Luis Diaz can show brilliance, but also show the finishing to go with that brilliance. And then you've got to hope that you can keep Firmino fit. And then Jota, can he have another season? Can Salah do it again?
There's jeopardy,
can he do it again, Salah? So there's so much jeopardy. And then you look at the injury record of all these players. Henderson gets injured. Thiago Alcantara can't keep fit. Keita can't keep fit. So look, it was always going to be ridiculously tough. And Liverpool, for it to be a race this season, we need to start like a house on fire. We need to go. And we haven't gone. And the worst thing for me is, no disrespect, but Fulham at Craven Cottage is 3 points. It's a banker. It's a banker. First game of the season, Fulham, it's a banker. Palace, we beat Palace all the time. It's a tough game because Vieira's a lot better than people give him credit for, but we beat them all the time. Old Trafford, whatever, it can happen.
Do you think you signed someone? Do you think now, like when you think about the midfield, and like when you think about the players that play midfield for Liverpool and the options that Jurgen Klopp has, you're looking at Henderson, Milner, Carvalho, Elliott, Fabinho,
Thiago,
Alcantara, Keita. But yesterday it was the initial 5 that we mentioned. Do you know what? You pointed this out to me on a previous video, or maybe just when we were in the pub. But you pointed this out to me. Where's the 27-year-old? Where's the 27-year-old in the prime of his life who is dragging that team to victory?
There isn't one.
So do you think Klopp needs to sign someone now? Or does that make a mockery of the pursuit of Bellingham? Because you can't sign someone now.
No. But this is the thing. And again, we spoke about this. And I said, I get the Bellingham talk. And fingers crossed it happens next summer, right? But we need 3. Keita can't play. There's problems with contract. He's gone. Should go. Go. I've no issue with Keita going. There'll be no no, go. I love Ox, personally. Can't play. Can't keep fit. Go. Milner, last year of his contract, go. Henderson, I love him, captain, legs are gone. So the decision needs to be made. That's 4.
Yeah. So
even if Bellingham is the thing for the summer, there's still 2 or 3 more you need.
Yeah.
Get them in now. If I'm Klopp, and I think you
wouldn't sign a makeshift player for now. You would go for broke for somebody who is going to feature alongside Bellingham for the next decade. That's what
I'm going for right now.
But
I'm going for
then it's money.
70 million.
But then it's money, yeah.
Yeah, but then Klopp needs to knock on the door of FSG. I was about to swear on your channel there, getting heated. Klopp needs to knock on the door on FSG and say, 1 second, I was that close to giving you guys the quadruple last season. You're not giving me anything. You're not giving me anything. Pep has just gone and bought Haaland.
Yeah.
He had Grealish for 100 million, who's a sub.
Yeah, you've sold Mane and you've
sold Mane. Klopp would love to have kept Mane.
Of course.
For whatever reason, Mane's decided, you're not doing enough for me. I want a new challenge. It would love to have kept him.
Of course.
Back me. Support me. You've let Mane go. You let Minamino go. You let Nico Williams go. Origi's off the books. So basically,
missed out on Tchouaméni.
You missed out Tchouaméni.
That's the other thing. Tchouaméni arrives at Liverpool in the summer. You know how we heard that was nearly done.
Yeah.
That happens, it's a totally different team, isn't it?
It's a totally different
With
team.
Bellingham's coming next year alongside Tchouaméni, and then you're looking at one of the best midfields in the world.
Yeah, and then when people do that thing about, but Man City's midfield is better. Finally, we're like, 1 second.
You compete.
Pause. Yeah, we said pause. Give us a second here. Yeah. That's what Liverpool have got to do. I love James Milner.
Yeah,
I'm not joking. Love him.
He's one of the best players. He's a Premier League great.
2
decades in the Premier League.
Unbelievable. Since he's 16 years of age, right? He came from City, and I'm happy because he's won trophies. He made the big risk of leaving City. They offered him money, but not enough playing time. Milner is not good enough to start for this Liverpool side.
Not at Old Trafford, not week in, week out. I think he could have a really big impact on Liverpool's season, but not week in, week out.
Not week in, week out.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. Do you think? What's your prediction here? Does it happen, or do you feel like this is your team?
No, this is the team. This is it. I think there's going to be no more money afforded to Klopp. He's gonna have to do what he's always done, and that's miracles.
He's capable.
He's capable,
But
we're asking a lot now.
Yeah.
We're asking a lot. I mean, we're going against a behemoth, and it's not just Man City anymore. You know, and you've obviously spoken about Conte's Tottenham.
Don't worry about us.
No, I'm not definitely talking about Chelsea.
Sorry, we're talking about Chelsea.
No, definitely talking about you boys.
Yeah.
Europe, all the teams have got stronger in Europe. Real Madrid have got stronger. Barcelona have got stronger.
Tell you what's amazing. You know, when we're talking about City there, think about their midfield. They signed Calvin Phillips for no reason whatsoever. And you desperately need a midfielder and haven't signed one.
You know why?
They signed Phillips for no reason.
They done that because Liverpool must have been sniffing. They've almost done what you did with Wayne Bridge.
Yeah, when we had Ashley Cole and then we just bought Wayne Bridge to stop Arsenal buying him. Yeah,
Someone else has been sniffing.
Yeah.
We never know what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Never know what goes on behind the scenes. Someone's been sniffing. Could be any team.
It's a very surprising... I mean, look, you and I went back and forth. I said that I didn't think Liverpool were going to have the season that you did, and I said that I thought I still maintain that they'll finish third in the league, and you went crazy at me. But this has shocked the world, hasn't it? Nobody saw this coming. What is it now? 2 points after 3 games.
Yeah.
Shocking stuff. But this has been interesting, and I really do find it...
you know, it's very shocking. Before you shut me down and say goodbye and, you know, tell everyone to subscribe to Addy's YouTube channel. This Liverpool team don't even look like the sort of team that I think can score 3 and 4s anymore. Like, there was something about the game yesterday where I was thinking, when Man United scored, normally I'm like, don't matter, we'll score 2 or 3 anyway.
Salah scored his customary goal against Manchester United. They love scoring against them. But no, look, it's not surprising. You've let, whatever the correct phrasing of this is, you've let, or he's gone, one of the best footballers to have ever done it in a Liverpool shirt leave, who's still in his pomp. You've let him leave, and you therefore have to face the consequences of allowing somebody of Sadio Mane's quality to leave. You know what
Pep does very well, though? It doesn't, like, Pep doesn't let you rest in terms of he'll bring in another player immediately to make sure that you're on your toes. Like, Firmino still wouldn't be playing for Pep. I love Firmino, but he wouldn't be playing. I watched Firmino closely yesterday.
But see, I felt sorry for Firmino. I think Firmino got a lot of stick, but he had to keep... He in the end, he dropped so deep because that midfield was being done. He was helping his mates.
It was being overrun.
He was helping his mates. His midfield couldn't cope.
I remember I said that I think he could do that midfield role.
He's a good footballer. He's a good enough footballer.
He's a footballer to do it.
Is he a robust enough footballer? I don't know. That midfield, man, there's some monsters in there.
Yeah, you got a battle, ain't you?
Yeah.
You got a battle.
But look, as you heard the great man say, subscribe to Addy's YouTube channel as always. And on this channel, we're inching ever closer to that 200k. So your subscription to this channel would mean the world to me. As always, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We appreciate you watching the video, and we'll see you all very soon.